Hello everybody! Welcome back to another Pathfinder video. It's me, Lex, and this is a project I've been working on for quite a while. I'm very excited. This is going to be a fight ring tournament of every class in Pathfinder 2nd edition. I want to put a few things up front first. First things first, every single character has been given battle medicine, and will have an additional spell slot, and will receive full healing and the effects of a overnight rest in between every combat. So everyone's going to be at full power with an extra spell slot for casters, and this is to sort of emulate the ability to have consumables without me having to go through and toss together 32 characters with consumables. Secondly, all of these characters are at level 2. I was gonna go to 3, but then I realized that would mean that every single caster would need several level 2 spells, well, rank 2 spells, so I decided against it. Third, this is going to be a very combat-biased showcase. While you will get to see every single class participate and do something, they're not going to be demonstrating everything they can do. For example, spellcasters might be preparing spells that don't do damage in an actual game, and they might be using those to solve solutions, or, well, solve problems, etc. That's not going to be demonstrated here, although there is going to be some clever use of spells and things like that. Now, as for how this is actually going to work out, because there are, I believe, 29 different classes that I have a character for, I'm going to be using this wheel that I set up to pull 2 characters and then 2 more characters, and they will be combating in a 2v2, and then the winners will go on to the next round. Any extra characters that I have are just going to be moved on automatically, so this isn't necessarily going to be like a perfect, tournament style thing, but it's the best I can do with what is available. As for all of the different characters' names, I have their names as the names of the artists that created their token art, and they will all be linked down below. So, for example, Okame here, with a 0, did the art for this character here. And then this art here was done by Raha Non-Depu. I will be attempting to pronounce all of these correctly, but there are many artists, because I didn't want to duplicate any of the artists, and I wanted to show off a whole bunch of people's art, get a whole bunch of links to them so that people who enjoy the art can go and find them and appreciate more of their art. That's about it from me. So let's get right into this. Oh, and then this is going to be elimination style. It will go by kills. So if someone goes down to dying, they can still be healed back up by their teammate. They're not entirely out of the game yet. Alrighty. And I think I already said it, but this does include the playtest classes, Commander, Guardian, Necromancer, and Runesmith. So you'll get to see all of those as well. Let's get right into it. So we're going to start off with, on Team 1, the Thaumaturge. So let's find our Thaumaturge here. That'll be W. Wilsey. And W. Wilsey is up here. I'll also be doing a very brief overview of the builds for each of the characters, but it won't be super in-depth because there are frankly too many characters to go super in depth with any of them. I'll be placing Team 1 on the left half, Team 1 on the right half, and then they will be rolling initiative and doing combat as normal. So, let's see what is next. W. Willsie's teammate is going to be our druid. Let's see who our druid is here. That will be Anton Morrow, all the way up here. Now for Team 2, roll the wheel, spin the wheel. Looks like we're gonna have our Oracle probably. Yep, alrighty. Our Oracle, Bubo Plague. There we go. And Team 2 is going to be Opposition, so that they aren't interfacing as, or so that like auras, for example, won't be buffing the enemy team. Team 2 is going to be on the Opposition side. And now our final combatant for Team 2 of Round 1 is going to be our Ranger. Alrighty. Let's find the Ranger here. That'll be New Hell. And New Hell also has an animal companion named Wikipedia, because I found the image from Wikipedia. There we go. And I will set both of them as well to the Opposition side. And there we go. So, beginning combat between the two of them. We'll start with Team 1. We have Willsie the Thaumaturge, a gnome who wields a Khopesh and Scizor, dual wielding, who has the ability to create talismans and attach them to the weapons, which is why Willsie dual wields, is to attach a separate potency crystal to each weapon before combat at the beginning of the day. There we go. And then also has the Divine Disharmony ability, which allows you to, at range, attempt to make creatures off guard to your attacks. Our second character over here on Team 1 is Anton Morrow, the human druid, although Alvaran, so half-elf. They are a spore druid, and they will be taking advantage of just general spells with the Mushroom Patch control spell. And then here on Team 2, we have Bubo Plague, the human oracle. This oracle is a battle oracle with the Curse of the Mortal Warrior to take advantage of a decent feature at the beginning of combat, and then also with the Meddling Futures feat to attempt to gain some bonuses on a single turn by drawing in spirits. They also took Natural Ambition at level 1 to nudge the scales for some extra healing. And then New Hell is an android ranger with the Animal Companion feat, and they are also a Vindicator, the class archetype, which allows them to take the Vindicator's Mark Warden spell, which allows them to attack with their magic and then deal some extra damage to that foe for a little while. So, let's get this combat started. This will be round 1. Add everyone and roll. And begin. Looks like we'll be starting out with our ranger here. They have a bear companion and an oracle teammate, but their oracle is more focused on attacking. Oh, and then that actually... Bubo Plague needed to use Oracular Warning to give New Hell a +2 status bonus to initiative and some temporary hit points. There we go. Now we have those added. This also causes Bubo Plague to become curse-bound. There we go. Alright, now for New Hell's actions. New Hell is starting out with a short bow in hand. And I think they'll just take a hunting stance against Anton Morrow. The squishy caster in the back line seems like a decent target. And then from there, a couple of actions to use Vindicator's Mark up front seems like a good idea. With a 60-foot range, this will be able to target. And with Vindication Edge, Anton Morrow here is going to be an easier mark for New Hell. That'll hit. And so we'll deal a little bit of damage. Only 2, unfortunately. And then, for the duration of the spell, the marked target takes an additional 2 damage from all of New Hell's attacks. Will also be concealed if invisible. And New Hell can dismiss the spell later to deal some additional damage automatically. So I'll extempore that out onto Anton Morrow here. There we go. And that will be all of New Hell's actions. Shooting an arrow out of the bow, but it's a spirit arrow that lodges in and starts shining as it kind of like spreads over Anton Morrow. Anton is going to take advantage of the enemy forces staying all in one group here to put down a mushroom patch around them. All creatures in the area need to make a fortitude save, so we will roll that for them. There we go. Looks like all 3 succeeded the saving throw, which means they're all dazzled for a single round. And if they leave the area, they can spend an action to rub their eyes, which removes the condition. Alrighty. And then the enemies will also have to make another save at the beginning of the next round, which is an interesting way to do that. Alrighty, now we'll move on to Anton's third action here, which will be just raising the shield. Anton has a steel shield and a staff. Alrighty, next up is Bubo Plague. They have their short sword at the ready, and they're going to enter their weapon trance. This causes them to become actually trained in the short sword that they have. And then they actually won't do that, because then they won't be able to... Actually, yes, they will do that, because they don't have to sustain this round. So then an action striding up, and... an action attempting to Bon Mo the Thaumaturge. Do that diplomacy check. That's a success, which means that W. Willsey will be taking a -2 to perception and will saves for a minute. And then I need to double check the duration here for 1 round. So Bubo Plague will remain dazzled until the beginning of Anton's next turn. Alrighty. And now our final character, W. Willsey here, will act. Exploiting vulnerability against Bubo Plague here. A failure will still apply personal antithesis, which is a-okay. A second action to stride up into range. W. Willsey's pretty confident in their abilities because they are a more dedicated martial character. They're going to swing in with their Khopesh. And I didn't mean to apply the potency crystal there because that should not be activated yet. So I'm going to remove both of those, but that would still be a hit. And then the question is if they want to use it now. And I think the answer to that would be yes. Trying to get rid of the enemy as quickly as possible. Or I believe you have to activate it when you strike, don't you? Oh yes, but haven't rolled yet. So that'll be a normal hit then because I wasn't intending to add that on. So that'll deal 6 damage, and Bubo Plague will take 9 because of the weakness from Personal Antithesis, 2 plus half level. And that will end W. Willsey's turn. Now at the beginning of the round, Mushroom Patch is going to cause them both to make a new saving throw. They both critically succeed and don't need to worry about it at all. New Hell will be commanding Wikipedia to get in, like so, and take a nice bite attack against W. Willsey here. That'll hit with the flanking and deal 11 damage. That is some pretty heavy hitting. New Hell themselves is going to stride out to here and then take a pot shot past the combat here towards Anton Morrow and will hit despite the raised shield, dealing 4 damage, and because of Vindicator's mark that'll deal an additional 2. So Anton will take 6 damage, which they will actually shield block using their reaction. As a druid, you have the shield block reaction, which is a very good reaction to use, particularly at lower levels, for the mitigation. Alrighty, that'll be all of New Hell's actions. Anton Morrow will now get the camel spell, the camel spit spell rolling. I can't find a range on that, so let me check this. Creature within 15 feet. Okay. So Anton will stride up to here before then making that attack. Or I guess that would be here for 15 feet. Nope, that's 20. Here's fine. And that camel spit will be targeting Bubo Plague, but will unfortunately miss. Alrighty. Now we move on to Bubo Plague here. Bubo Plague, who is not dazzled anymore, wants to simply cast a spell at W. Willsey, but the fact that they are dual wielding makes them a little scared, so they're going to step back and then cast a spell. And they are going to cast Fear. So W. Wilsey will make the saving throw with a -2 from Bon Mo. Although, since they're not going to be able to use their reaction for anything else, W. Wilsey is going to attempt to recognize spell. So a religion check against the DC of the spell, which is 18. A failure will not impart any sort of bonus. Wilsey automatically recognizes the spell because it is low enough rank, but the roll is not high enough to gain a bonus on the saving throw, unfortunately. And with a critical failure on that saving throw as well, that is going to make them frightened 3 and fleeing for a round. That was an extraordinarily good spell usage here by Bubo Plague. Who then loses weapon trance and cannot use their short sword. Oh well. We get into W. Wilsey here, who has to spend all of their actions running as far away as possible, which the farthest they can get without exiting the ring, which is this sort of magic barrier, will be here. And so Wilsey will stop there and end their turn. Alright, we reach a new round here. New Hell is going to use an action to shoot Anton Morrow again. That'll be a miss. And then use 2 actions to prepare to command New Hell when Bubo Plague closes in. Anton Morrow, seeing their teammate get absolutely devastated, will be casting Fear on Bubo Plague. Bubo Plague will roll a success and only become frightened 1, and then Anton Morrow will follow up with sustaining Camel Spit to make another attack with it. There we go. That'll hit and deal 1d6 acid damage and cause Bubo Plague to be dazzled for a round. So, not super impactful. Bubo Plague does take extra damage because of the weakness to spells from Curse of the Mortal Warrior. But then we will move on to Bubo Plague's turn. They stride into place here, and this causes New Hell's reaction to go off, the readied action to command Wikipedia, who will step here and then take a Jaws attack. That'll hit and deal 7 damage to Anton Morrow here. Then Bubo Plague will continue their turn. They don't have a weapon anymore. So they will, I suppose, cast Needle Darts. And that will miss. Passing the flat check to attempt to target, but then missing with the actual attack itself. Alright, we move on to W. Wilsey here, who is no longer fleeing. It seems prudent to execute your target. So Wilsey will come around the back here and strike with the Khopesh. Or not with the Khopesh. Strike with the Zizore. Oh, right. That's why they don't have the bonus, because I did not use them. Alright, Wilsey will be using the Potency Crystal to strike with the Khopesh this time. A hit, fortunately, will do 20 damage due to high roll combined with the damage bonuses. Implements empowerment, gaining additional damage based off of weapon damage die, for example. And Bubo Plague goes down and is already above in initiative. Alrighty, so it's 2 strides and a strike, and an extremely effective turn at that, as Bubo Plague is brought down, devastated. Alright, New Hell does not have a lot of confidence in their ability to carry this out now. They're going to stride up to here, attempt to battle medicine their teammate. That'll succeed and return Bubo Plague from unconsciousness. Then their last action will be commanding Wikipedia to run around this way. There we go. And bite at W. Wilsey. That'll be a miss. And we'll move on to Anton Morrow, who feels very secure in the position that their team is in. And so we'll simply step and then cast Gouging Claw at New Hell. Bringing up a big slash. We'll miss. And we move on to Bubo Plague, who is still not in a great position down on the ground. They will cast a spell. In attempting to cast a spell here, W. Wilsey will use Implement's Interruption to strike at Bubo Plague, using the Potency Crystal on the Scizore. And that'll be just a hit, but we'll still do an immense amount of damage here. 17, which is going to be enough to knock Bubo Plague back down to dying and cancel that spell, or well, interrupt that spell. Then we move on to W. Wilsey's turn here. They're not too worried about things anymore, so they will exploit vulnerability on New Hell here. A failure still exploits personal antithesis. They stride over to here and take a swing with their Khopesh, dealing 8 damage. New Hell might be out of this one. Team 2 might be losing. Then we move on to New Hell's turn. They will interact to draw their knife, which... no, they won't. They know that W. Wilsey has the ability to interrupt that. So they're going to command Wikipedia, not knowing that W. Wilsey has the ability to interrupt that as well. It includes concentrate actions, and command an animal is a concentrate action. So W. Wilsey will make a strike at New Hell. A hit will deal 9 damage. And then the command will still go off, so Wikipedia will be able to stride over here and take a big old bite, but will miss. New Hell will spend their second action shooting at point blank at W. Wilsey. That'll deal 2 damage. And then their last action will be simply battle medicining themselves for a very good 10 hit points. That might get them through to next round, we'll see. Anton Morrow here will continue with the Gouging Claw attacks. And then we'll follow up with the third and final repetition of Camel Spit at multiple attack penalty, but A natural one doesn't matter either way. Bubo Plague is out of this combat. W. Wilsey will take a strike against New Hell here. And with 7 damage, increase to 10. And then a second strike with the Scizor will miss. And a third action for let's say Divine Disharmony. Just to attempt to get a more constant off-guard effect. Looks like it won't be doing anything special. Alright, New Hell has bought themselves another turn here. They will step back this way. Yes. Yes. They will step back this way. Shoot at W. Wilsey, missing, and command Wikipedia to strike twice. Yes. With a jaw attack and then a claw attack, both missing. W. Wilsey is doing just fine. Anton Morrow here really wants to end this with a gouging claw. That'll hit and deal 7 damage. New Hell only has 4 hit points left. Anton Morrow really wants to finish things and will just go for a staff attack that will miss. W. Wilsey will run in and take a slash with their Kopesh and a second slash with their Scizor. Both will miss. I don't think New Hell's gonna pull through and a win with this, but another step and another command brings Wikipedia up in front. A jaw attack will hit for 9. And a claw attack will miss. Oh, the claw attack could not have happened because Wikipedia had to stride, so never mind that. New Hell takes some extra damage from bleeding and fails the save, so no matter what, at the end of their next turn they will be going down. Let's see if Anton Morrow can close it now. Anyway. The Ranger will cast Frostbite. New Hell will make the saving throw. Succeed. And only take 1 damage. And then Anton Morrow will follow up with a staff attack, which will miss. And W. Wilsey, darting around, slash with the Kopesh, and 6 damage will bring New Hell down. So our winners for this first bout here, New Hell has been eliminated, as has Bubo Plague, and there also goes Wikipedia. W. Wilsey the Thaumaturge and Anton Morrow the Druid will be moving on to the next round. Congratulations to them, and I will see you in the next one. Leave a like if you liked the video, subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you all next time. See ya. See ya. Thanks to my Ko-fi supporters, donating monthly at the few bucks support tier, we have Sac D, Phoenix FH, Kizo, and Max Magnus 20,019. We also have a one-off donation from David McGregor. Thank you all for your supports. I can never express enough how much I appreciate it.